Okay, hello internets. I am making a quick video to describe and document really this very cool guitar from the Loar. The Loar, named after former Gibson designer Loar, makes pretty much Gibson-alike instruments, albeit in China, with very, very nice quality. They're an awesome brand. I have both Chinese Loars and previous Korean Loars, which are even more highly sought after. This girl is just beautiful. So it's kind of like an ES 120 or 150T homage or copy. They call it a LH301T. The T stands for thin line. It's also a VS. So the full model number is LH301T-VS, and I can't find out what the VS means. Very special? I don't know, but it is very cool. So looking at the guitar, you have a thin line hollow body, exactly like the old Gibsons. A headstock shape that's pretty close. Vintage dual line Clouson tuners, which are nicer than the originals. The ones that would have been on a Gibson. Everything's original to this guitar. Very nice machines. You have high quality tuners and beautiful fingerboard. Rosewood, I believe. The finish on the back of the neck is just gorgeous. Double binding. Binding on the front and back of the body. I don't know what material it is, but it really is beautiful. It's a dark wood. This guitar has been slightly modified. So what someone's done to this, they've done two things. They've replaced the stock P90 with a lace sensor P90 that was much more expensive, and they've put a piezo in the bridge. And I actually really like how they did it. So they could have tried to put like a switch to switch between the pickups or some blend controls, but that would have taken away from the tone of the pickup being wired right to the output port like it is on an ES120. And so what they did is they wired a piezo in the bridge, they added the port for the battery, and they brought that sound out through a jack that they put into the end pin. So when you're plugged into the factory output jack, you just get the P90. When you're plugged into the jack and the end pin, you just get the bridge. When you're plugged into the P90, the volume and tone do what you expect they would do. When you're plugged into the piezo through the end pin, obviously they don't do anything because they're not in that circuit. So let's see what this girl sounds like. I just have it plugged in through a Fender Super Reverb. Let's do the piezo first. I lost me a pick. I'll do without. The piezo gives these really beautiful kind of almost enhanced acoustic tones. It's really nice. Let me tune it real fast. The thing basically stays in tune, but I'm reminded I was just playing with the tuning machines. Close enough for government work, as they say. Okay. Beautiful, like ultra clear. It's really nice. jack, plugging into the other output jack, you get the P90. So these controls are now active. It's kind of a lower level because it's totally passive, and I'm running through the same, it's basically guitar pickup level instead of line level. But it sounds awesome. Here, let me just turn up a little bit. Cranked in a small room, plus a little bit of feedback, especially when I had it all the distortion there. But this thing really rocks, actually. This P90 sounds just fantastic. So there it is, the Loar. This is an incredibly versatile guitar. Like if I had to own one acoustic guitar for my studio, it would be this. You can get a beautiful acoustic tone, you know, if you want to record an acoustic tone out of the piezo. You can get a rock and electric tone. I mean, this thing's pretty amazing. Right now there are flat wounds on it. I put it on because I didn't have a guitar with flat wounds here in the studio. I forgot what brand they are. They were expensive, and they're brand new. So if you buy this guitar, I'd suggest you at least play around with the flat wounds for a while before you restring it, because again, it's brand new. Everything's in intonation, everything's in tune. This guitar stays in tune essentially. A nice feature is that if you look sideways here, you'll see that the fingerboard here floats over the top. So instead of having the fingerboard lie on the top for the whole distance, it's scalloped. It came that way from the factory, but it's a cool feature so that, you know, most of where the fingerboard protrudes over the body floats, so it doesn't damp down the resonance of the top. Okay, that's it. You should just buy it, quite honestly. It's set at a silly low price. So yeah, buy it. Matthew out.